And it came to be in the 12th year, in the 12th new moon, on the first of the new moon, that the word of Yah came to me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim. And you shall say to him, You were like a young lion among the nations, and you are like a monster in the seas. And you burst forth in your rivers, and trouble the waters with your feet, and muddy their rivers. Thus said the Master Yah, And I shall spread my net over you with an assembly of many peoples, and they shall bring you up in my net. And I shall leave you on the land, hurl you out on the open fields, and make all the birds of the heavens dwell on you. And with you I shall satisfy the beasts of all the earth. And I shall put your flesh on the mountains, and fill the valleys with your height, and water the land with the flow of your blood onto the mountains, and let streams be filled with you. And when I extinguish you, I shall cover the heavens, and make its stars dark. I shall cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of the heavens I shall make dark over you, and I shall bring darkness upon your land, declares the Master Yah. And I shall trouble the hearts of many peoples when I bring your destruction among the nations into the lands which you have not known. And I shall make many peoples appalled at you, and their sovereigns shall be greatly afraid of you when I swing my sword before them, and they shall tremble continually, every man for his own life, in the day of your fall. For thus said the Master Yah, The sword of the sovereign of Babel shall come upon you, by the swords of the mighty men, all of them the ruthless ones of the nations. I shall make your hosts fall, and they shall ravage the arrogance of Mitzrayim, and all its hosts be destroyed. And I shall destroy all its beasts from beside its great waters, and let the foot of man trouble them no more, nor let the hooves of beasts trouble them. Then I shall make their waters clear, and make their rivers run like oil, declares the Master Yah. When I lay the land of Mitzrayim waste, and the land shall be stripped of all that once filled it, when I have stricken all who dwell in it, then they shall know that I am Yah. This is the lamentation, and they shall lament her. The daughters of the nations lament her. Over Mitzrayim and over all her crowd they shall lament her, declares the Master Yah. And it came to be in the 12th year, on the 15th of the new moon, that the word of Yah came to me, saying, Son of man, wail over the crowd of Mitzrayim, and send them down to the depths of the earth, her and the daughters of the mighty nations, with those going down to the pit. Are you more pleasant than others? Go down, be placed with the uncircumcised. In the midst of those slain by the sword they fall. She shall be given to the sword, drawing her and all her crowds. The mightiest among the mighty speak to him out of the midst of Sheol with those who help him. They have gone down, they lie with the uncircumcised, slain by the sword. Asher is there, and all her assembly, with their burial sites all around her, all of them slain, fallen by the sword, whose burial sites are set in the sides of the pit, and her assembly is all around her burial place, all of them slain, fallen by the sword, because they instilled fear in the land of Mitzrayim. There is Elam and all her crowd around her burial place, all of them slain, fallen by the sword, who have gone down uncircumcised to the lower parts of the earth, because they instilled fear in the land of the living, and they bear their shame with those going down to the pit. They have set her bed in the midst of the slain, with all her crowd, with her burial sites all around it, all of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword, for the fear they instilled in the land of the living. So they bear their shame with those going down to the pit. In the midst of the slain they have been placed. There are Meshech and Tubal and all her crowd, with all their burial sites around it, all of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword, because they instilled fear in the land of the living. And they shall not lie with the mighty who are fallen of the uncircumcised, who have gone down to Sheol with their battle gear, and whose swords were laid under their heads. But their crookednesses are on their bones, because of the fear of the mighty in the land of the living. And you shall be broken in the midst of the uncircumcised, and lie with those slain by the sword. There is Edom, her sovereigns and all her princes, who shall be given up in their might, With those slain by the sword, with the uncircumcised they lie, and with those going down to the pit. There are the princes of the north, all of them, and all the Sidonians who have gone down with the slain, because of the fear they instilled. They are ashamed of their might, and they lie uncircumcised with those slain by the sword, and bear their shame with those going down to the pit. Pharaoh and all his army, shall see them, and he shall be comforted, for all his hosts that were slain by the sword, declares the Master Yah. For I have put a fear of him in the land of the living, yet he shall be placed in the midst of the uncircumcised with those slain by the sword. Pharaoh and all his hosts, declares the Master Yah.